Rand Water has begun implementing the final phase of its scheduled maintenance project. The water utility started with the infrastructure maintenance last month. Let's get you an update now with Makenosi Maroo, who is the spokesperson for the utility. Makenosi, it's always a pleasure having you on. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. So this is the final phase, which is set to start on the 1st of July, correct?
It started actually yesterday on the 15th of July. We are now working on the Palmit booster station. That's where we are, Michelle. And good afternoon to you and your viewers.
Yeah, thank you. I want to get a sense from Rand Water about, what residents can expect. So residents in this case who will be impacted by the maintenance at Palmit and Mapleton stations. What we're being told is that residents can expect service interruptions and they can expect reduced water. That's from the 15th of this month until the 29th of July. But the experience of residents who have already been impacted by this maintenance project, Makenosi, has been not one of low water pressure, but absolutely no water coming out of the tap in the context where they've been told not to store water.
Michelle, you know what? There are a number of issues that contributed to other areas not having water. You'll recall that some of the municipalities or some of the water entities are also conducting their own maintenance. So we are putting them together in one basket. But if you look at what Rainwater has committed to doing, we have reduced what we normally pump into different systems. So we are continuing to pump and we are ensuring that where there are water challenges, municipalities are actually supplying water. The reason why we are emphasizing with Palmit, it's because Palmit supplies 1,850 megaliters per day, supplying to City of Tshwane, Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, Madibeng, and other industries. Hence, we are saying there might be challenges because it's one of the biggest systems that we have.
Yeah. So water outages expected in Sandton, Midrand, and Tshwane. Is that correct, Makenosi? And just as a follow-on to that question, these systems, particularly in Midrand and in Sandton, they've, even before this maintenance project, they've recently struggled quite a bit with supply, haven't they?
Yes, they have, Michelle. And I remember very well, Johannesburg Water was doing maintenance around the Sandton system and the Midrand system. So hence the way challenges. That was separate, nothing to do with Rainwater. They have been providing an update. Now we are working on the system. At the moment, we don't have challenges as yet, but we are really being proactive, really preparing people to say, this is what might happen. You might not even have challenges, but we are just being proactive and sharing information. And we're saying City of Johannesburg, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and Madibeng in the northwest.
So this maintenance project began on the 22nd of last month, the 22nd of June. How would you say it's been progressing?
It's progressing very well. Look, we've been monitoring areas where people were having challenges, and also we are looking at the lessons that we have learned throughout the process. I mean, we have completed major projects, about 10 of them. We have cleaned a reservoir. We have connected pipelines. We have also interconnected some of the reservoirs. The Swartkopis, we have changed the defective valves. At the Trekhat pumping station, we did some work. So we've completed significant milestones and we have achieved them ahead of schedule.
And is your advice for residents to be impacted on the remainder of this infrastructure project? Is their advice the same? You don't need to store water. You will have lower water pressure, but other than that, there's no need to buy water in bulk.
We're saying if you want to be prepared, you can stock, but don't overstock, because we have seen and received reports that some residents, they overstockpile and then they end up actually depleting reservoirs. If you really want to prepare yourself, you can still keep water, but everything within reason, Michelle. But we are saying, and we're going to be communicating, and we have encouraged municipalities to provide updates because they would know reservoir levels in terms of the areas where they are located. So we are encouraging them to communicate because from Rainwater's point of view, we're communicating at that high level with regards to the system. Then municipalities are taking it down to residents to say, This area, for example, Senton, Bryanston, Ilovo, these are the areas that might have challenges. Come to Midrand, we look at maybe President Park, these are the areas that might have challenges. So that information is posted on municipal websites and social media platforms.
And is it the municipality's responsibility as well to provide water tankers in the event of taps running dry?
Yes, we have made an agreement with municipalities that if there are challenges, they will provide roaming and stationary tankers. So we have had an agreement with them, and they've agreed that they will supply water.
And you, I'm sure, would have seen the outrage on social media insofar as the issue of water tankers is concerned, Makenosi, with people reporting, being without water for 24, 36, 48 hours and having sight of not a single water tanker in their area, several areas of Johannesburg.
We have seen that, Michelle. I can even tell you that we are meeting with the three metros every morning to discuss what is happening. So we have actually made a request and a plea to them to say, seeing that this is what's happening, this is the feedback that we're getting from the residents, they must actually indicate exactly where are these tankers located. And if you feel like there is, maybe the distance is too long, indicate, send a message on social media platform or call their call center. Then they'll make a plan in terms of bringing a water tanker closer to you.
Obviously, we're thinking about the elderly, people who are unable to get out of the house for various reasons to meet a water tanker, perhaps kilometers away, right? Has there been this sort of renewed focus on this issue of, I'm harping on about water tankers because I was in an area that experienced a 48-hour water outage during this upgrade, and we never had sight of a water tanker. We've got lots of people, the elderly living in the area, who also complained, on the community groups about not having any water tankers. That needs to be a specific thing that we focus on if it's going to be a successful maintenance project, right?
That's correct, Michelle. As I indicated during our meetings in the morning, we have discussed the matter. We have been shown a spreadsheet and how water tankers are distributed within a specific area. For example, Midrand, we've been given a map exactly where they're going to be located, in Senton, where they're going to be located. So this information will be on the social media platforms.
All right. I suppose it's just it's a matter of communicating that information and getting the message out to residents. So Makenosi, this maintenance project, it's 2024 now, June, July 2024. How often do you reckon a maintenance project of this scale needs to be undertaken by the utility?
Michelle, we do maintenance every year. We've got a budget. We need to be doing maintenance, but not of this scale, not of this magnitude. The reason why we're having it, it's over 30 days, because we had water supply challenges in the past, actually at the beginning of the year. So we could not even do maintenance while we were experiencing water supply challenges. So we decided, look, it's winter now, let's put together our plan and start working on the maintenance plan while we are preparing for the high demand season, which is going to start at the end of August.
Yeah, and that's going to be the true test of the maintenance plan, isn't it? The timing is almost perfect. You do the maintenance during winter, as soon as high demand kicks in, you get a test of how successful it's been.
Correct. The reason why we're even doing this maintenance is to ensure that we are able to supply water so that our infrastructure is ready. It's there. We are prepared. We have preserved our infrastructure and ensure that its reliability.
And when does the maintenance project come to an end, Makenosi?
It's coming to an end on the 29th of July, 2024.
Makenosi Maroo is the spokesperson for Rand Water. Thanks very much indeed for joining us this afternoon. So yeah, you can expect this is the final stage of the maintenance program, and Pulmit and Mapleton stations, residents living in areas supplied by those stations can expect lower water pressure. In some cases it might be worse than lower, perhaps no water coming out of the tap. But the request is to not overstock up on water, but rather to just get what you need for your household.